It's Saturday. Fantasy baseball. I just made up that rhyme. What do you think? Well, first of all, it wasn't a rhyme. Second of all, it's Saturday, and we're here for some fantasy baseball. And we're live already. Sound is good. Let me tell the friends. Okay, so we have some sound in the chat room already. Everybody, for those of you who are not tardy, welcome aboard. I'll have a sip of my coffee while you refresh. Are there any children in the chat room today? Eddie Heckman is back. Great to see you, Eddie. Wonderful times ahead for us over here at LennyMelnickFantasySports.com/live, where you can listen to our live chat. No, you can listen to our podcast and join in the live chat 7 days a week at 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's a hootin' time, right, Chris from Cambridge? We have a hootin' time over here, and let the games begin. And happy Saturday morning to White Sox Al. Good morning to Unholy Toledo. Nice to see you on the weekend. Chris JP, Chris Gallo, Chris from Cambridge, Chris, everybody's Chris. Here a Chris, there a Chris, right? Boston Paul is here. White Sox Al. And the rest are tardy, but we love them just the same, okay? So let's get going. Now, with the Angels' win over the Braves yesterday, the Mets are now only one game behind Atlanta for the wild card race. And, yes, the Angels beat the Braves. How about it, okay? How about that? The White Sox, here we go for the garbage pail time. They have the worst record in baseball. They are 29 games back of fourth place in just the American League Central. Yes, you heard me right. The White Sox are 29 games back of fourth place. Not first place, not second place, fourth place. So they are the bottom of the barrel, White Sox, Al. Yes, you got it. The White Sox are the horrible. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball. And there's the garbage pail I'm looking for. There you go. It's so good. All right, I'm probably the only one that gets so gleeful over the trash barrel. But okay, it's too good. The Rockies are the second worst record in baseball. They're 28 games back of the best record in baseball. But that's saying something when you say that they're second worst, but they're only 28 games back of the best record in baseball, while the White Sox are 29 games back of the fourth place team in the American League Central. It's pretty bad, okay? So the Diamondbacks lost, the Padres lost, and the Cardinals lost, and the Braves lost. Hello to Leonard Donaldson. But the Mets won, Chris J.P. Rotorius. Yes, that's right. The Mets won. For the first time since July 28th, the Padres and the Diamondbacks lost on the same day. And where's pesky Danny? Because his pesky Dodgers beat the Cardinals and now lead the National League West by 3 games. Last night was the first time in MLB history that 3 different players with the first name Jackson all tripled on the same night. I'm waiting for Turd to come in so we could talk about Jacksons, the Jackson 3. Yes, ironic that the trash can White Sox actually beat the trash can Astros last night. Isn't that fun? That's pretty good. Boston Paul says, wait till the Mets really suck. He can't wait for White Sox Al and Daniel to pick on me. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm laughing with them, not at them. I'm not picking on anybody. They don't think I'm picking on them. It is what it is. The White Sox suck, okay? They suck. If the Mets suck, then they suck. It's just the truth. I'm not picking on anyone. I think the trash can is funny. And you know, laughter is the best medicine. So, it's all there is to it. The Sox didn't really beat the Astros. Robert beat the Astros, according to Leonard Donaldson. And Luis Robert beat the Astros. That's amazing because he's been just a shitburger lately. Shit on a sandwich. A shit sandwich. I already checked to make sure there was no kids in the chat room today, so. Okay, we're all adults here. We can say shit sandwich, right? I don't know why, but it's fun to curse, okay? Right, Unholy Toledo? It's fun to curse. That's right. You don't feel bad for nobody, okay, Boston Paul? You don't feel bad for nobody. You don't feel bad for White Sox fans. You don't feel bad for anybody. In fact, you were so excited today that King Hap's pitcher gave up 8 runs yesterday, but I won't say who it is because I don't want to hurt Eddie's feelings, right? We're all about saving people's feelings in this chat room. Just kidding. Okay, let's go. Let's go. You feel bad for Daniel and you feel bad for White Sox Al. Well, okay. Last night I told you was the first time in MLB history that 3 different players with the first name Jackson all tripled on the same night. Now first it was Jackson Holiday, then it was Jackson Churio, and then it was Jackson Merrill. Jackson Churio now has 15 homers and 16 stolen bases. That gives him a shot at 2020 rookie season as a 20-year-old. That's pretty good. There's been one 2020 rookie season in MLB history who spent the majority or all of the season as a 20-year-old, and it was Mike Trout in 2012. Jackson Churio is on pace for a 20 home run, 20 stolen base season, and he's 20 years old. And Jackson Holiday, the other Jackson, had his first 4-hit game in MLB. He's the number 1 prospect, hitting .294, .345 on base percentage in 14 August games. He went 4 for 5 with a triple, 3 runs scored, and 1 RBI in yesterday's 12-10 loss to the Red Sox. He collected his first 4-hit performance, including his first major league triple, and scored a career-high 3 runs. Right, Eddie Heckman? Since being recalled to the majors, right? He got sent down early. He got back up here on July 31st. He's been batting .286, going 16 for 35 with 5 homers, 13 runs scored, and 14 RBIs in just 15 games. Yeah. King Hap! Welcome aboard, King Hap. I'm going to need you to do me a favor, dude. I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to take out Boston Paul in a couple weeks when you play him in the playoffs, okay? I'm going to need you to do that for me, all right?
Stevie-O.
Stevie-O is here. Good morning to Stevie Owens. Yes, Eddie Heckman, Holiday. Let's keep talking about him. Let's tell you that he should continue to play every day at second base for the Orioles throughout their march to the postseason, and he actually could move up in a potent lineup if he continues to swing a hot bat. Yes, King Hap, Boston Paul says he feels bad for the White Sox fans, but he doesn't feel bad for you, even though your Corbin Burns gave up 8 runs yesterday, and I told him he better watch out because Corbin Burns, it's all about timing, right? It's all about timing. And when he's telling me that Eflin is 4-0 since he joined the Orioles, and I will tell you right now, it's all about timing. Watch what happens when you face off with King Hap and Eflin craps the bed and Corbin Burns comes through. You'll see. You'll see. You should stop saying whatever. It's not appealing to you. Okay, Aaron Judge, 44 homers, and it's August 16th. How many of you think that Aaron Judge is going to get to 60 homers this year? Ooh, Burns is scheduled for 2 starts versus Boston Paul. Oof. Oh my, that's a good one. Okay, we'll see what happens. I actually can't really root for one of you over the other because I like you both just the same. You're both my friends. But Boston Paul takes it so seriously that he just makes it so easy to dog on him. And I'm not hating on you, dude. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be giving you so much shit. A cold stretch for Shohei Ohtani continues. He's 10 for 70. Where's pesky Dodger fan? Then I could have picked on him for a bit. Pesky Danny sleeping in. He doesn't want to hear about Ohtani. Okay, he's 10 for 70 over his last 17 games. He's batting 143, although he did have his 6th multi-steal effort of the season, which means he stole 2 bases 6 times this year in a game. King Hap. Do you feel old today, King Hap? You turned a year older yesterday. Do you feel like an old guy? Or how are you doing? It doesn't usually just hit that day, right? You still feel the same as you did before? Are you on vacation? Say hello to Jolene. The woman behind the man. Okay, Ian Anderson. He's changed his release point since coming back, and he added a new slider. His fastball is getting more arm side movement. The curve has more depth and sweep. And the slider gives him a nice pitch with glove side movement. Ian Anderson, 6 scoreless innings with 3 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts on Thursday at AAA Gwinnett. He could be a good pickup. Watch out for Ian Anderson. So Boston Paul went from whatever to WTF ever. It's the same word, okay? It's the same word. All right, the price of a hot dog at every ballpark. Guess who has the cheapest hot dog? The Blue Jays, $2.55. Next on the list is the Diamondbacks at $2.99 and the Marlins at $3. The Twins and the Braves, all $3. Now, that's where I'll stop for the most affordable. And then we'll go to, oh my gosh, the A's out of every team. It is crazy that the A's have the most expensive hot dog because they have they're not the worst team, but they're pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a lot of fans going to the ballpark, so I guess they have to charge more. Holy moly, that's crazy. At the Yankees is $6.29 and it's $6.25 at the Red Sox. It seems to be about the middle of the road for the hot dog prices. Then I guess a part of it has to do with the A's and the Giants being in the Northern California. It's very expensive there. The most expensive hot dogs: Rays, Nationals, Cubs, Dodgers, Padres, Angels, and A's. Huh. Interesting stat. I won't go into why, but it is. All right. Who has the cheapest beer? It's definitely not the Yankees, I'll tell you that. I would probably guess the same people. I would say the same teams that have the cheaper hot dogs have the cheaper beers. It is what it is, right? The Orioles have a pretty reasonable price hot dog. $4.10 for an Orioles dog, but you don't even want to mess around with that ridiculous Orioles hot dog when you could get a warehouse dog. The damn warehouse dog is probably $18, but it just looks so good. It's on a pretzel bun. It's got queso, fried onions. It's everything, okay? I really would love to get me one of those, but all right, they're not good for you. So, Michael Kopech, okay? We talked about him a little bit yesterday. He's been the steal of the trade deadline. That's right. He was 2-8 with a 4.74 ERA with the White Sox, and then he got traded to the Dodgers, and he turns into Dennis Eckersley. He's faced 27 batters, and he's given up 1 hit, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts, and he got the save last night in the Dodgers 7-6 win. The Tigers are designating Gio Urshela for assignment, so where's he going to go next? Only wrong guesses in the chat room, please. Chris from Cambridge tells us that the Blue Jays hot dog nonsense is a lie. He says it's the littlest hot dog and it's only on Tuesdays. A foot-long hot dog with a soda is $30.78. Are you kidding me right now? You're kidding me. I don't believe it. $30 for a foot-long hot dog and a pop? Holy crap. I'd believe it if you said it was a beer, but Chris JP says Toronto has the cheapest hot dogs because the majority of the meat filler is moose meat. Okay, I don't know if moose meat is cheaper than the meat that we use for filler here, like brains, intestines, guts, and all that junk. Anyways, Tampa Bay has Dylan Carlson. What happened to Dylan Carlson? He stunk on St. Louis. Now I'll tell you what he did with St. Louis. 59 games this year, batting under the Mendoza line, 198, getting on base at a 275%, which sucks, and a 515 OPS, 0 home runs, and 11 RBIs in 121 bats. Okay? Now, with Tampa Bay in 12 games, he has a 265 batting average. He's getting on base 359 and a 918 OPS. He already hit his 3rd home run and has 8 RBIs in only 34 bats. Now, he just hit his 3rd home run, and he went 2 for 4 with a solo homer and a steal. He also drove in a run in yesterday's 5-4 victory over Arizona. And he's only playing part-time, so what the hell happened? Sometimes a change of scenery is all you need, right? But he was horrible in St. Louis, and now Dylan Carlson, you remember he was a very highly touted youngster, right? Steve-O says Ursula could go to Seattle. They will take a flyer on anyone. Good point, Stevie-O. All right. No, I'm not lying, okay? You know what goes in hot dogs. Don't give me a break here. Someone will need to eat his warehouse dog. Emmanuel Clase has been getting all the spotlight for his cutter, and rightfully so, but Cade Smith has been obliterating batters with his fastball. He's using it 68% of the time. He has a 175 batting average against, 29.9 whiff rate. His record is 6-1. His ERA is 2.02, and his whip is under 1. It's 0.91. Have you ever had chorizo, Boston Paul? It's even worse, but it's so delicious. David Stern says the Mets hope Kodai Senga can do upright throwing in the next 7 to 10 days. So let me ask you a question. When you say upright throwing, does that mean standing up? Is this some kind of improvement on what he was doing, throwing while he's sitting down? I don't know, but he's already been ruled out for the remainder of the regular season. He's got a high-grade left calf strain. It is possible he could be available if the Mets make a playoff run, but we will find out more when we see him throwing from an upright position. Okay?
Daniel Ferrara.
Good morning to Daniel. Daniel, we were talking about you. Your ears must be burning. Let's laugh at the White Sox together, okay? Me and you. Me and you and White Sox Al. We will get together. We will laugh at the White Sox. Because what the hell else are you going to do? Let's talk about Luis Robert. Even though Luis Robert did win the game, according to our chat room, I didn't see the actual box score, but I could tell you that Luis Robert is not doing good over the last 30 days. In 92 plate appearances, he's batting 135. 135. And it's not just below the Mendoza line. We're talking about below the Adam Dunn line, okay? We're talking about below the Carlos Pena line. 163 on base percentage, that's even worse. Gee. 1 home run in 92 plate appearances, a 3.3% walk rate, and almost a 50% strikeout rate. This guy stinks.
King Turd.
Turd, finally. It's okay. Better late than never, right, Turd? Yes, Turd. You already missed what I was saying, and I thought of you when I saw the tidbit about the first time in MLB history that 3 players named Jackson all got a triple last night.
Merrill.
Merrill is here. Good morning to Merrill. So what do we think of Robert, okay? Daniel Ferrara, I can't believe you have Robert on your bench. No matter how bad he is, I keep putting him in my lineup because of what he did last night. 16 points from Luis Robert, sitting on Daniel's bench. Oh, it's not funny, but what are you going to do? Boston Paul says Dylan Carlson needed a change of scenery. He is decent. We'll see if he's decent. He wasn't decent with the Cardinals, but I kept rooting for him every year because I thought this guy's not given a good chance to be decent, but he just doesn't deserve it. So right now he's only playing part-time. Maybe the fact that he's hitting better has something to do with he's only hitting against a certain handed pitcher. I'm not sure about that. I just wonder why he's only playing part-time, if not for the fact that he can't hit one of the side of hitters. Anyways, after Luis Robert had started in each of the White Sox first 8 games of August while going 2 for 35 with 15 strikeouts. Turd thinks Kopech is going to be the closer. He keeps telling us that, so we must pay attention. Merrill Hartson says, good morning, Andrea and all the fantasy flipping associates. Good morning to Merrill. Good morning to Mitchell. Good morning to everybody. How about Corbin Carroll? This year, the first 87 games, 2 home runs, but the past 32 games, 10 home runs. Lenny thinks Kopech is going to be a starter, and you know what? I've stopped laughing at his ideas because he has some crazy sounding ideas that actually come true. But I don't think that's the case. He's just stunk as a starter. He could not stay healthy. Are they even stretching him out to be a starter? I don't see him stretching him out, so I don't get where Lenny comes up with this idea that he's going to be a starter. He needs to be a closer because that's where he's good. That's just my opinion. But Lenny, the legend, and there's a reason why we call him that, he says Kopech will be a starter. Brandon Nimmo. All right, Kopech got the save last night. There you go. And Merrill points out that Kopech has been lights out so far for the Dodgers. He has yet to yield a run in about a half a dozen innings, and that's true. He's been very good, and that's why I think that Turd is right when he says that the Dodgers are going to close out the season with Kopech as their closer. Good morning to Eddie Heckman. Brandon Nimmo yesterday, 2 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs. Maybe his slump is ending. That would be very nice to see. I do think Nimmo is a good player all around. How about Craig Kimbrell, Boston Paul, King Hap? Craig Kimbrell, last save was July 7th. He had a 2.10 ERA. Here's what he's done in his 10 appearances since. 9 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 13 runs, 11 were earned, 12 walks, 11 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed, a 10.24 ERA, and a 2.38 whip. That's right, his whip is now higher than his ERA was the last time he got a save. Good morning to Tommy Johnson. Who's going to win the NL Rookie of the Year? Is it going to be Paul Skeens or Jackson Merrill? Now, I really think that the Pirates need to calm down with Paul Skeens. He's, you watch his velocity is down. Their season is effectively over. And lately his command has been spotty at best. Even though through 16 starts, Paul Skeens has posted a 2.30 ERA and struck out 121 batters in only 98 innings. He really did get the Pirates back in the win column with his most recent outing, which was also his 12th quality start. So Skeens 6-2, 92 innings, 115 Ks. 2.25 ERA and a .96 whip. Against Jackson Merrill, 17 homers, 13 stolen bases, 288 batting average, an 802 OPS, and 66 RBIs. Turd says NL rookies are killing the American League rookies, and that is very true. I don't even know. So, like, Wyatt Langford is the only rookie I can even think of. How about Jackson Holliday? He's a rookie for the American League. But these guys were supposed to be way better than they are, and the NL is actually killing the AL as far as rookies are concerned. You had a lot of disappointments from the American League rookies this year. Although I did talk about Jackson Holliday a little earlier, and all three of those, and Jackson Chourio, same thing. He's pretty good too. I gotta say, he's on pace for 2020. Am I yelling? Chris from Cambridge? Let's see. Try not to yell. Mark Vientos, okay? Chris JP brings up Mark Vientos, and yes, let's tell you a little about Mark Vientos. He's tied for second among National League third basemen with 19 homers. He's played in only 73 games, 288 plate appearances this season. Mark Vientos, yes, sir, I will take the credit where credit is due because I told everybody to get him. All right. Craig Kimbrell need not fret. He now ranks fourth in all-time saves. His ticket to Cooperstown has been punched. That's according to Merrill, and he's damn right. Okay? Turd says they will all likely finish strong. Just disappointing totals for some of them. Boston Paul calls Jackson Action Jackson. Is that Jackson Merrill, Jackson Chourio, or Jackson Holiday? Which Jackson? Stevie O says King Turd, yes. Cowser may be in the lead in the American League for Rookies of the Year. Chris JP says Vientos is going to finish with 30 homers. Yes, sir. Jackson Merrill, I do like him. I like him a lot. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the award over Skeens because Skeens has the hottest girlfriend I've ever seen. Just kidding. I'm not kidding about him having a hot girlfriend. I'm kidding about him winning the award because of that. But he is very popular, and, it is kind of like that. Even though the Pirates aren't going to the playoffs, but the Padres are, thanks fully to Jackson Merrill. I almost forgot his name. Okay. King Hap says, with the way Martin Perez is pitching, if you start him with 2 starts next week, that's the question. I don't think you should. Is he pitching good, King Hap? He is a veteran. I mean, I don't know. If I were you, I would ask George that question. Chourio and Wood are better than everyone in the American League thus far, in Turd's opinion. Leonard Donaldson says Carl Weathers. Where's Unholy? He's been very quiet today. Am I not entertaining you, Unholy? James K is here. Good morning to James K. How about them Brewers? King Hap says Martin Perez is on fire since the trade. And Big Al on the prowl is here. Good morning to Big Al. Great to see you, neighbor. All right, it looks like the White Sox are finally capping Garrett Crochet despite his dominance last night. Only 55 pitches, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 9 strikeouts, including 17 swings and misses. Yes, you were talking about Martin Perez. I would still ask George what to do about him with 2 starts. 45% CSW for Crochet, a 31% swinging strikes, and as I mentioned, 9 strikeouts in 4 innings, only 53 pitches. That was 78% strikes last night, but they are definitely capping him off, which is why nobody took him on, nobody traded for him. Oh, I see. Carl Weathers, Action Jackson. I see. I never saw the movie. He's good, though. He was in Happy Gilmore, right? Carl Weathers, Happy Gilmore. He was the guy with one hand. What a great movie that was. Pretty much most of Adam Sandler's movies are very good and fun, okay? Happy Gilmore, one of the best, definitely. Good morning to Pesky Danny. I see that you waited until we were done talking crap about your team and your players to come into the chat room. Yes, you slept in today. That's okay. It's Saturday. We love you. You might want to go and listen on replay while we taunt you, okay? All right. Yes, and Rocky. Okay, Rocky's probably more popular for Rocky, right? But, all right. Vladdy Jr. Oh, I see the girls playing volleyball, Captain Danny. You must have been out late yesterday watching your granddaughter beat the crap out of people. I hope they're not beating the crap out of my school, him at high school. I know these girls play my school, and I'll root for them every day except for when they play the Bulldogs. Okay? So, Vladdy Jr., he's been one of the best hitters in baseball since the All-Star break. He's batting .457 with 11 homers, 25 RBIs, 9.2% strikeout rate, 11% walk rate, and a 1.480 OPS. He's looking, again, like an MVP caliber player. I love this kid. Nobody can tell me that someone has a better smile than Vladdy. And yes, smile does not win fantasy, okay? But Malpal is here now. Everybody's here. I'm almost done, but it's okay. I'm glad you guys stopped by for sure. We were just talking to... Hey, so let me just tell Malpal and Danny, since you're late, but this is pretty good. Last night was the first time in MLB history that 3 different players with the first name Jackson all tripled on the same night. First, it was Jackson Holiday, then Jackson Churio, and then Jackson Merrill. And you know all about these guys. I won't go all over the stats again. I'm just going to go ahead and keep going on my notes here. We just said Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be on Andrea's team everywhere next year. Jeff McNeil's renaissance has been remarkable, Chris JP. He had a big home run last night. And the postgame had a notable stat. They talked about his .745 slugging percentage in the second half. It's the 5th highest in the National League with 7 home runs. In late June, he was hitting .212 with the .295 slugging, and then he took Skeens deep and started prioritizing hard contact over placement, and Chris JP, right? Jeff McNeil has been great. Bobby Witt Jr. joins the 25-25 club for the 2nd straight season. Bobby Witt is a number 1 pick next year. Prove me wrong. Or, yeah, isn't that what he says? Prove me wrong. Bobby Witt Jr., number 1 pick. Now he has 2 seasons of 25 homers and 25 stolen bases. He's the second person. No, let's see. Let me just tell you the players that have had seasons of 25-plus home runs and 25-plus stolen bases in Royals history. Bobby Witt now has 2. Carlos Beltran had 2. Bo Jackson had 2. But here's the kicker. Bobby Witt is only 24 years old. So there you go. He's going to beat that record, no doubt about it, right? I know, Boston Paul. You'll draft him just to spite me. LOL. Do. Just like you drafted Manny Machado to spite me and then you couldn't beat me because of it. So there you go. Because guess what? If you steal Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from me, then he'll have a crappy season. And then I will be laughing all the way to the bank. Okay? J.R. Mance, good morning to you. Good morning to the Motsinger family, including Danny, Moose, and Mikey. Everybody in the wrestling family of the Motsingers. Okay? Not enough room for Manny and Vlad. Do you think... Okay, so earlier we said that Aaron Judge is up to 44 homers. Do you think he could hit 60 homers? And if you think that Judge can hit 60 homers by the end of the season, then you have to think Manny can reach 30 homers by the end of the season. That's how it works with these guys. They're up, they're down. Manny's up, he's getting old, so I'm going to have to hold myself back from drafting too much Manny. But as he gets older, right, and pisses off more fantasy managers, then he gets pushed down the ADP. And there comes a time where you could pick your players, you know. I mean, Byron Buxton is on fire right now, but is it enough to make up for the fact that he's been so much of a disappointment? Because when all is said and done, if Manny can reach 30 homers, he's still going to be drafted like a 30-homer hitter. He needs 12 more homers to hit 30, and the Padres have been really good lately. So, I think this team is being absolutely towed by Jackson Merrill, and if Manny can hit 12 more, then his ADP is going to be too high. Oh, God, Boston Paul, good grief. Okay, Mark Viento is tied for second. Oh, we already talked about him. We only have one more tidbit. The Dodgers now, pesky Dodgers, they've placed Tyler Glasnow on the injured list with right elbow tendonitis. Boston Paul wants everyone to know that he finished higher than me in one league, and I finished higher than him in another league, okay? And it didn't take much because I never pay attention to my team. Either way, I'm better than Boston Paul, and it's my radio show, and that's why I could say it, and nobody can argue with me. I'm better than Boston Paul. I will kick his ass in fantasy every year, one year after another. I will just keep kicking his ass. We had to get rid of him in one league because he was so bad he couldn't even compete with us. Just kidding, Boston Paul. I know that really gets your goat. I'm just kidding. He is very good at fantasy. All right? Now, Unholy Toledo's back. Bo Jackson, huh? Bo Jackson has an office in Naperville, Illinois. Is that who you're talking about, Bo Jackson? Unholy tells that his son works in that office also. He texted him the other day telling him that, never mind, okay, I think there might be kids. Even though I probably could get away with saying this, I still love you, Unholy, no doubt about it, okay? Boston Paul, you are my target, okay? All right. Thank you very much, everybody, my friends. We consider you friends. We love hanging out with you every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We just talk shit to each other all day, every day, okay? And it's great fun. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Lady in the Legend. Lady
in the Legend tomorrow. Every day at 9 a.m. you can find one of us punks in here talking fantasy baseball. And we love you. We will. Oh, hey, Mitchell. Great to see you. Belated greetings to you. You might have to listen on replay if you want to hear me talking crap to Boston Paul. And that's all I got. Have a great day.